southwest. Certainly slowing down the traffic. Well, it looks like somebody finally burnt down the tree service. Here's the tree service next to Public Works. It's been falling down for years. Nothing's been done about it. Lots of people have complained about it. It's been on fire not once, but twice. It burned down one whole side of it, damaged some people's garages, cars, tree. They would have just used imminent threat and demolished this like they do everybody else's stuff. We wouldn't have these arsons. Wow. I'm AJ. I'm just an independent person who's been reporting on this dilapidated building for like 3 years now.
Yeah.
Looks like it almost got your stuff. I mean, it did.
Yeah, I don't think it was far from catching on fire. Here, since this end of it, I think she was lucky that it didn't have the vinyl on it for some of these kids, but it looked real nice and well painted and well maintained and good for them. My sister lives here. She couldn't get her car out, so I come and do her little hand.
So did you have to take the door off?
No, just cut around that weather strip and so the door would open.
What does she think of it burning down?
Well, you have to talk to her. I don't really know. I just...
Sorry, my name is Renelle Meyer.
No.
I live here.
Okay.
This house has not been touched since the flood.
Oh.
And did you go through my backyard and see what my garage looks like and
Yeah.
how far away it was?
Yeah.
And I'm luckier than some people on this block. This house is that close to mine, and if this catches on fire, these are the bedrooms on this end of the house. We will die. I am livid. I have talked to the city, I don't know how many times. I have called Dan Clark, I don't know how many times. My granddaughter was born in this house after the flood.
Okay.
And she has allergies. I have eye problems. This has been sitting here not touched since the flood. So I've been trying to get the city to do something because my concern was at first a health concern. Now, after last night, I am concerned for my life, as well as, you know, burning up in a fire. And my granddaughter has allergies that you know, her nose runs constantly. She coughs all the time. And the pediatrician says it's allergies. So who knows whether it's from all the molds and things. I mean, get a look at this garage from the front here. Take a look at how bad that garage looks.
Oh.
It's ridiculous. And the city says, well, we can't do anything because they didn't know who owned it. So I gave them all the information. The people who own the title or the deed and the loan on this house called me wanting to know if I knew how to get a hold of people because it was in foreclosure beforehand. And I said, honestly, I don't care if I ever see those people again. But if I will take your name and number and call you or give it to someone that I know who knows them because their nephew is a friend of my son's. So I had that number sitting around, and after 2 years went by, I was getting to the point where I was getting pretty sick and tired of it. So I started doing some research, and it turns out that this was one of, I think, 119 properties owned by, is it Countrywide or Citywide Financial?
Right.
They went out of business as of February 28th, 2009. So their assets, or whatever you want to call them, their holdings were divided between 4 other holding companies. And so that was where I lost track of who actually owned it. What was it last fall? A man from, I have his name written down. inside here.
Okay.
Because he called me, he bought this house. I've been kind of watching it.
So he bought it since the flood?
He bought it last fall. And he and his wife are going to turn it around and flip it. Someone told me that in October. Well, then in March, I got another phone call from a man who wanted to use my electricity to run a line in there to get some light in the basement, because when they started cleaning the upstairs out and they cleaned the garage out, the door was just gone one day, and all the stuff that had been in there from the flood was sitting there. The city could clean everything in the driveway, but not inside the house, or not inside the garage. So I'm like flipping out. I took pictures over there and walked over there that day. They took my pictures, and they took my name, and they took my story, and pretty soon it was cleaned up. But in about 3 weeks, people were dumping crap back there again.
Yeah, because that's what they do to abandoned properties.
Finally, this man bought this, and he started cleaning all that stuff out inside the garage. And then he needed some electricity, and I said, go ahead. Well, then they got in there, and there was mold in the basement so bad that they couldn't get the electricians in there, so they wanted to use my electricity. I said, go ahead, but they never did. And then everything stopped. They took the dumpster away, and nothing's happened for, what, 2 months now? At least. So they made an attempt. Someone bought it, and he lives in, which of the Carolinas is it? Do you remember?
No, I don't.
It's either North or South Carolina the man's from. So you know he bought this online, not giving a rap. But I have worked my tail off to get back in here after the flood, and I'm just really, really tired of building an amphitheater. Seriously, do we need the amphitheater? Do we even need flood protection? Because most likely this town is not going to see a flood like that again. However, in the meantime, our city is going up in flames. Yeah. It's ridiculous that they don't care. They want to do all these other little things that are, you know, somewhere away from the people. The people who are paying taxes, and by the way, my house is assessed at half of what it was before the flood, and I'm paying more in taxes. Really? Am I supposed to feel that's fair? And then they don't do anything to save us from this crowd. At least I think I'm going to have insurance to help me with what, you know, I have insurance, and it's going to help me fix my garage.
That's good.
And it was just my garage, and no one got hurt, but it is still frustrating because, well, it was an inconvenience this morning. This was my day off, and I was supposed to be sleeping in, and I got woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
So it was incompetent, you know, that the city, they just disregard the southwest side because, you know, it's, I guess, a poorer side of town, maybe? I don't know. But for whatever reason, we don't get the attention. I mean, we don't get the flood wall. This dilapidated building has been sitting there since pre-flood and after the flood, and with all the arsons.
This is the second time it's been set on fire.
Yeah, in the last month, right? So, and, you know, they know homeless people have been living in and out of it, and every night when I come home, when I cross those railroad tracks, I'm like, I cannot believe I have to look at this every day. I'm hard, you know, I work very hard, and there's no reason that, you know, we pay our taxes, why we don't get the attention, you know, we're not on the RAGBRAI route, you know, I don't know why this side of town has to look like this. You know, we have the abandoned homes, you know, just the different things. I mean, we're upstanding citizens. There's no reason. And so I was very frustrated. I called KCRG, I called KGAN, and I'm like, there's a story here. There was not just a building fire. That's not
right.
all that it was. I mean,
that's right.
I sat there thinking I was going to lose everything again. You know, almost 4 years to the anniversary of the flood, and I sat over there this morning thinking the things I had my puppies with me, but thinking that there were things that I can't, letters from my parents that have passed, things that I cannot replace were in this house. You know, I was devastated. Fortunately, it didn't get that bad, but still, it shouldn't have got that far in my opinion.
So have you ever complained to the city about?
You know, I haven't.
You haven't?
I haven't, and I don't know why. I think I have thought about it many times, and I don't know why I never did. I know Brunel's struggle with the house next to her, and I know she's a constant, and I don't know why I've not complained. Maybe because I didn't think I'd be heard. You know, I mean, the city building is right next door to it.
I know.
They see it every day. You know, so it's not like, hey, we're over here, there's something wrong, because they see it every day, too. So
it's the elephant in the room.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, just... So I don't even know, somebody suggested maybe that the Cedar Rapids. Yeah, that's what I thought. But I was wondering if maybe Cedar Rapids actually owns the property.
No.
No.
It's a liability company.
Really? Well,
They're like, they buy out properties that are taken for tax, you know, like if somebody owes their taxes, then they buy it.
So they just own the
and they're
property.
actually in the process of switching titles because they haven't paid their taxes. And they asked us when we called about it to complain and ask them why they aren't doing something with it. They said, they asked us if we wanted to buy it.
Oh my gosh.
You couldn't pay me to take that thing. That's how obnoxious I thought it was.
Well, I want to almost say I can guarantee that our insurance company is going to hold somebody responsible, which I asked them, you know.
Well, I know it's Meridian, I think is the current owner. Right over there across the tracks is City Works.
Right,
Public
exactly.
Works. And they know who owns it, and they know it's a problem, and I have complained many times.
Thank you.
I've actually made videos of it.
Oh, thank you.
I brought my kids to show them what dysfunction looks like.
Right.
Supposedly there were some homeless guys that were chased out of there a couple of times.
I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah.
You know?
I wouldn't doubt that.
There was a fire, what, 2 or 3 weeks ago there?
Well, yeah, we were just talking about that.
Well, and the comments are closed on the story on KCRG.
I noticed for this one, I was looking for where the comments were, and there weren't any.
And so I posted it on Cedar Rapids News on Facebook.
Oh, I posted it on my wall, too, as well, and started my comment. Yeah, we're reputable people. We're not...
I just wonder why they just ignored it until now. I mean, that's just...
I know.
A problem for me.
How does it... But then it's like, how do I complain about that when we've got this house that has sat with mildew, with mold for 4 years, and the house across the street, they just started cleaning up a year ago.
Is there anything else you want to add to?
No, that's really...
I just think that it's compelling that it's had... I mean, this is the second fire.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll make it into like a green space. I guess make city gardens or something.
Yeah, something functional that, you know, just doesn't draw a negative outlook for this neighborhood.
It's been needing to go down for years.
I mean, the amount of families that live on this street, what would you say? 90% of these homes are families and not rental properties?
Now.
That are family owned?
Yeah, because that's a rental property. That used to be a rental property.
These two, we've got two here that are
So these are owner occupied?
Yes.
The majority of the block is owner occupied?
Yeah.
Huh.
And, you know, we all came in here and worked very hard after the flood, and...
We were one of the first ones back in.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course we just had the whole house re-sided last fall.
So your garage got it pretty bad.
Yeah, and then the back siding on the house, actually.
Your back siding got it? Can I get a look at that?
Yeah. You actually have to go a little further back to see the ripple. Okay, just don't trip.
Usually noticeable.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was pretty hot.
It was so... Yeah. If you actually, the further back, but you can see this is brand new, not even a year old siding. Last August.
Yeah, you can totally see the ripple.
Yeah. That's how hot it was. Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Well, they trimmed our trees too. Awesome.
Oh no, they didn't really.
Oh, they didn't really. Yeah, the trees were on fire.
Wow.
I could smell it as soon as I got like 2 houses away.
See these taillights all melted out?
Yeah, look at that car over there.
Cost me some money.
Yeah, her car's totaled.
Oh no.
Dang, that is going to cost us some.
Well, that gas cap alone right there is $150.
Dang.
What year is it?
68.
Nice car.
68 Mustang.
Yeah, it's like my green car almost.
It was all
It didn't
yellow.
melt like the other one.
It
down
was all
there.
yellow like this, but it's kind of oranging.
Yes.
Wow. Did you see that other car over here?
Yeah, that's because we're real good friends with all the neighbors.
The whole front end melted, and the tires are all
She
melted.
just put new tires on,
So,
like in the last month.
Do you have insurance?
Liability.
oh.
Early setting in there that didn't get damaged.
You were in there for a
So
minute.
she's not going to have a car.
No.
Yeah. Is that good? Yeah,
I think that company here owes her a new car.
Yeah, they do.
And you guys some new siding. They should fix your car. It's amazing.
My car's a pitch. Yeah.
you know, the fire department did an amazing job. Because you could see the flames. We were sitting across
They
the
had a
street.
hose right up to
saw
my
it.
Mustang. We're standing there.
Yeah. But it could have been a lot worse with all the dry, you know.
Oh, yeah.